Yeah, okay. Thanks for letting me know. Cheers. Ciao. Just my mate from Florence telling me that Fiorentina, who beat us in the quarterfinals of the Europa Conference League last episode in stupid style, they just beat Bordeaux comfortably in the semi-finals, so they're on their way to the final. Should have been us. I don't think I'm ever going to get over that or live it down. It's a horrible moment, but hopefully today we can actually pull ourselves out of the doldrums of yesterday's episode and go on to win the Scottish Premiership. Hello and welcome back to On the Rocks and the final episode of Season 4? Season 4? I think it's Season 4 of On the Rocks. You'd love to see it. And today we could be looking at our first ever Scottish Premiership title, which is very, very exciting. So welcome back. Hope you're all doing well. Make sure you do drop a like on today's video as we are hopefully going to win the league title. If we don't, it's a great bottle job and you should like the video anyway, but also make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and leave a comment down below for the YouTube algorithm. Today we have got Hibs, Rangers and Hearts. Win all three of those games and we go on to win the league title, which is very exciting. You missed one game in between episodes after yesterday's abysmal bottling episode. We beat St Mirren 4-1 in between episodes. We changed the lineup slightly and it worked much better for whatever reason. Herrera, Ben Knight and Shankland in the goals in that game. Shankland scoring in the 94th minute after coming on off the bench. Celtic won their game off camera, so they stay 1 point behind us. But Rangers drew against Hearts in between episodes, as you can see down there. So they stay 5 points behind us. And potentially, if we win our game today and they lose their game or draw their game against Celtic, then we will be guaranteed at least some form of Champions League football next season. Win the league and go straight to the group stage. If we come second, we have to go through some qualification rounds. So a huge incentive to win the league. So let's have no messing about. Let's get it sorted out. Let's just get straight into things. This is the team that is starting today's game against Hibs. We've got Bazunu in goal with a backline of Devine, Suter, Suva and Torres. Johnny Herrera picked up a knock in between episodes, which obviously isn't ideal. Ferguson and Tam McLumper start in the centre of the park with Gordon and Ben Knight on the wings, with Nisbet and Thad McRae starting up front. Thad started last game and played really well. We took him off towards the end and Shankland scored off the bench, which obviously was very good for him. But I want to trust Thad McRae again to lead the line for us against Hibs. So kickoff is upon us here today. Keep an eye out for that Rangers and Celtic score. I think ideally for us, because Rangers are so far behind us and Celtic present the bigger threat, I'd like Rangers to win, but then also not to win because that means they're in form heading into the game against us next. So ideally, I think a draw between those two teams might be the best result for us, I think, in the grand scheme of things, as long as we end up beating Hibs today, as Nisbet can't get a shot in the back of the net. Thad McRae on the ball though for us right now as he brings it forward in towards the Hibs penalty area, although he just runs past the ball in the end and then loses it. Ryan Hedges, our former player now playing for Hibs, you can tell he's going to break some hearts today at some point maybe as he gets the ball back in the centre of the park, plays it out wide, plays it back to Griffiths into Doig. Doig can put a ball in the middle, can he? He does, and Afobe puts it just wide. Hibs now looking pretty dangerous. But make sure you download the One Football app from the top line of the description for absolutely free. The sponsors of today's video, you download it and you can get notifications sent straight through to your phone when anything happens in a game, like a goal, for example. So we're going to be keeping an eye out on the Rangers and the Celtic game, and One Football is going to be telling me exactly when Celtic and Rangers score in those games. Right now it's telling me it's 0-0, as you can see up there. But you can download the app from the top line of the description for absolutely free, like I said. It's the best football app out there. And buzz, it's literally telling me right now that Celtic have just gone 1-0 up in their game. You can see down here, and you can see on the One Football app as well, that Celtic have gone 1-0 up. So they go ahead of us in the table, which is not ideal. So make sure you download the app, because if you download the app, it means we'll win the league title. Probably. I assume that's how it works. Maybe. As Gordon comes forward, finds Thad McRae, and Thad McRae, Oh, can't get his 13th of the season. So, as it stands right now, Celtic do go ahead of us in the table as they are beating Rangers, but there's still plenty of time to go in our game. We currently are the better of the two teams in terms of the match stats, but at half-time, well, not quite half-time yet, Devine puts the ball in the middle, cleared, but Ben Knight collects the loose ball. Can he do anything clever with it? He can do something very clever with it. He picks out Nisbet, who scores his 27th of the season, putting us 1-0 up just before half-time and making sure we stay on top of the pile as things stand. Let's just appreciate this cross from Ben Knight. What a ball that is into the middle. Absolutely perfect. And Nisbet's there to just poke it home. So I was about to say we are going to be 0-0 at half-time, but we're not. We are 1-0 up on the main stat that matters, which is the scoreline. And we've got 45 minutes to hold on. This could be serious. Potential thigh injury for Ben Knight. This is not so good. Let's bring on... We've not got Ethan Ross on the bench. You have to bring Thad McRae on the right-hand side and then bring Lawrence Shankland on up front. Shankland is a very good player to bring on off the bench. He scored last game off the bench and hopefully he'll do the same thing today. But the score is still very much in the balance. It's only 1-0. Anything can change. So a second goal for us right now would be ideal as Gordon gets the ball off Thad McRae's cross is blocked. Ferguson now, though, into Tam McLumper, into Gordon, brought down in the area. Doesn't matter because Nisbet's there for another goal to double our lead. Okay, I think we've won this one. Oh, and at the same time, Rangers have equalised. Rangers have equalised at the same time. You love to see it. Now this is huge. Absolutely huge for us if that's the case. It is the case. If they end up drawing, oh, come on, if Rangers win, it means we could lose to Rangers and still be top of the table. So Rangers, please go and beat Celtic. Please go and beat Celtic. Turn it around and beat Celtic. We're doing our part right now. We just need Rangers to pull out a huge favour for us. Up the Jers, up the Huns. People in the comment section call them Huns all the time. I don't know why. I'm not sure it's a good thing or a bad thing. Like, the Rangers fans like being called Huns. I don't know. It just makes you think of like a group of girls calling each other honey all the time. Like, hey, hun. Stuff like that. I don't know what it's about. But I'm all for them right now. Up the Huns. Please get another goal. As we've done our bit pretty much. Rangers, please do your bit. A Shankland into Devine. Cross not quite good enough, unfortunately. As we look to try and win possession back. We do win it back. Suter into Gordon, into Shankland, into Gordon, into Ferguson. Ferguson to McLumper, back to Ferguson, into Devine. He puts it into Gordon. Gordon across the 6-yard area, shoots and should have crossed it really because he had much better options if he crossed it. Rangers have done it. Rangers have scored another goal. I've not whacked my keyboard so hard before to try and pause the game to see that. Rangers 2-1 up against Celtic, you can see there. And what this means is we now have a 4-point gap to Celtic with 2 games to go, providing nothing else changes, hopefully. Fingers crossed. Please don't change. Nothing else change, please. Let's not lose this game. Celtic don't score. Let's not talk too soon as Thad McRae finds Nisbet. Nisbet on a hat-trick, gets the ball in the middle. Cleared, not really a great clearance though, but they do actually keep hold of possession, Hibs, and they look to try and get at least a consolation goal. Ferguson with a great challenge into Shankland. Shankland to Thad McRae. Will Nisbet get his hat-trick? Will Thad McRae find him? He finds Shankland instead, but still chance to find Nisbet for that hat-trick, although Thad McRae gets the goal instead. Brilliant stuff. A third goal for us. 13th of the season for Thad, and a 3-point extra. I don't know where I was going with that. Just 3 points extra in today's game. We've won the 3 points from it. You love to see it. And by looks of things, Celtic have beaten Rangers. I mean, Rangers have beaten Celtic. Rangers have beaten Celtic. That's what I'm trying to say. Rangers beat Celtic. And that gives us a 4-point gap to Celtic with 2 games to go. Meaning, the pressure's off. The pressure is off for the Rangers game. Because that's a huge game, right? But we can lose it and still be top of the table despite Ben Knight tearing his hamstring. He's out for 2 to 3 months. So that's just the whole summer, basically. Luckily, he's got that right now, but we will miss him in the final 2 games of the season. Despite some great performances, though, Lewis Ferguson still not being picked for the Scottish national side. He has got 4 caps, but no more than 4 caps. What I will say, though, actually, forgot to mention it, Tom Ritchie, our backup keeper, currently on loan at St Mirren, has now got 2 caps for Scotland. He played for Scotland in my last international break, which makes me think, do we make him our first choice keeper next season? Or do we stick with Bazunu back on loan again? I don't know really. But he might not be Scotland's first choice keeper on the grounds that their schedule, they were against the Faroe Islands and Estonia in a friendly. So maybe they're just testing him out. I don't know. I don't think he'd be their first choice keeper ordinarily. So heading into the Rangers game, the injury to Ben Knight is going to force him off the pitch for Thad McRae to play on the right wing, and then we get Ben Knight off for Shankland, and then we get onto the bench Ethan Ross. Dilly Campbell can't play either, so Alan Campbell comes on the bench for him instead. But submit the team, go to the game. That's good enough for me. Let's get it sorted. So, this game, I'm not nervous for at all. I do not care what happens because we can lose it and we'll still be top of the table. What a beautiful sort of position to be in. It's a huge game right against Rangers. But literally, we could lose 5-0 and we're still top of the table, which I'm very happy about. And we're going to play our final game of the season, win that, which should be an easy game because it's not Celtic or Rangers. And then, of course, we win the league. In fact, who's our last game against? Oh, I've just realised. Our final game of the season will be against Hearts, who have beaten us twice so far this season. They've beaten us more than Celtic and Rangers in the league have beaten us this season. So maybe it's not going to be an easy game. Okay, let's try and win this game now, maybe. Let's try and win this game. I feel like winning this game all of a sudden is a lot more appealing after realising we've got Hearts to play. Because Hearts just outclass us. They're our bogey team. They're actually our bogey. I've not thought this through very well, I'll be honest with you. Maybe what we need to be doing then is winning this game as we go 1-0 down. It's not the end of the world. We're still top of the table. We can probably beat Hearts. We can probably beat Hearts. Manifest it now. Say it with me. We can probably beat Hearts. Tyrese John Jules on the ball for Rangers, though, puts the ball into the middle, and it's been cleared out by Devine there, just getting it into row Z there for a corner, as Ryan Kent puts the ball into the middle. I think I've also seen Anthony Gordon take a knock, so he might take off the pitch just to protect him for that Hearts game. As Shankland gets into the area, is brought down, no penalty, but Thad McRae's cross is not the best cross in the world either, and Celtic can clear that one out from the back. Let's, whilst this highlight's going on in the background, get Anthony Gordon off for Ethan Ross. Thad McRae's had a poor game but can't really come off at anyone, so that's unlucky. Alan Campbell's going to come on for Tamat Lumper. Confirm those changes as Rangers score another one right on cue. Okay, well, this game is a write-off, but it doesn't matter. We knew we could lose this game. We knew we could lose it, and there was no pressure on us at all. But there is pressure now knowing that we have to play Hearts next, and that does scare me. In the meantime, a chance for us as Thad McRae gets his flick on into the middle, not quite getting it to an intended target though, but there is still a chance for Ethan Ross to deliver a ball into the middle, or maybe Devine will. Devine does, cleared only as far as Torres, who puts it back in towards Shankland, and it's still not in the back of the net. Okay, Ferguson on the ball again, back to Devine, and Devine swings one into Nisbet, who puts that one in the back of the net for his 29th goal of the season. Would be great to see him actually make the 30 goal mark this season. That would be absolutely superb for him. But 15 minutes to go. If we can get a draw out of this, that would be pretty decent, to be fair. Let's go a little bit more attacking towards the end. But as we say, a loss isn't the worst thing in the world because we were 4 points clear of Celtic. They're beating Hearts right now, obviously, so they'll be 1 point behind us. But if we can go on to beat Hearts, then that won't matter one little bit. But a draw against Rangers might just help. It won't help us out at all, actually. We'll still have to beat Hearts because if we draw to Hearts and Celtic win, they go ahead of us on goal difference because their goal difference is far superior to ours. So actually, a draw doesn't help us out that massively, really. A win would seal the league title here, but I don't think we're going to get the win, particularly now we've gone 3-1 down. So, it all comes down to the final day of the season. And Rangers actually can still win the title. There's still 3 teams that can win the league title. If we lose or draw, to, I don't want to give the silent treatment, one sec, just unacceptable performance out there. If we fail to beat Hearts, then it opens the door for Celtic and Rangers to win the league title. It's completely in our hands, this. Completely in our hands. Oh, I don't... We bottled everything yesterday. Surely we can't bottle another thing today. But of course, if any team is going to beat us, it is Hearts, because they've already done it twice this season from 3 games. Do I want to hold a team meeting? Last game of the season, we've put ourselves in pole position for the title. Do all you can to become Aberdeen legends. Do I say that? I mean, for the most part, people look determined or encouraged or agreeable. I think that was a positive meeting. I was panicking quite a lot there. Morale has not changed for any... In fact, it's gone down for Ethan Ross. Luckily, he's actually got to play the game, hasn't he? That's a bit annoying. So, Thad McRae not looking very fit. We're going to take him off the pitch for Anthony Gordon on the right-hand side, and Ethan Ross will come on to the left-hand side. For the rest of the team, McLumper coming off for Alan Campbell, swap him and Ferguson over. And we'll leave it like that. Herrera back on. Herrera's back from injury. Suter comes off. Herrera comes back on the pitch after his injury. That's the team. They've got to win. This is one of the worst feelings I've ever felt in my life, I think. I don't deal with pressure very well when it comes to football. I realised that this past weekend, watching Lincoln City in the playoffs, I hated every single moment of watching that, and I felt sick the whole way through. And I feel a little bit sick now, but slightly less sick because Ethan Ross has got the opening goal of the game. When he needs to score goals, he does score the goals. I was a bit harsh on him maybe earlier on in the season, as Celtic have also gone 1-0 up against St Mirren, so that's a crucial goal to score because Celtic will think they've gone top of the table. No, you haven't. Get back down to second because we currently sit on 91 points as Rangers are also winning as well. So everyone who needs to do a job and win their game are doing their jobs. And Suva doing a great job for us there, getting the goal. Calm down. Let's not get too excited just yet. But we are now 60 minutes away in game time from winning a Scottish Premiership title and getting a Champions League group stage place. Let's just not get too excited. I just want to stay cool, calm, collected as Devine puts the ball in towards no one, essentially. His cross, though, finds Ferguson. Back to Devine. Can he get another one in the middle? He can. Nisbet grabs a third. 30 goals for the season for Nisbet as well. Now, that is a superb achievement for him. What a signing he has turned out to be, scoring just so many goals week in, week out. You love to see it. It's a great little ball across to him there. It wasn't even a ball to him, was it? It just got massively deflected. Either way, we scored. You love to see it. And so at half-time, we are 3-0 up. And I'd like to say we're not going to bottle this, but I think back to the Fiorentina game, and I think that we can bottle it. So I want to stay and not get too excited just yet. But as the clock is ticking down minute by minute, the fans are getting more and more excited. We might just be about to win our first Scottish Premiership. And if we do win it, we've been very lucky. We spoke a couple episodes ago about the amount of 90th minute winning goals we've had in games to pick up an extra 2 points, and we shouldn't have got those 2 points. Suva has just been sent off. Now, that is not ideal. Shankland come off the pitch. We'll leave Nisbet on there, but we will bring on to the pitch. Have we got another centre-back who can play? Yeah, Juan Torres can play centre-back, and then Brian Portier can come on at right-back instead. So that seems to be okay. But down to 10 men. Luckily, we've already got 3 goals scored, so we don't need to score any more. We just need to defend for our lives. But as I was saying, we've been very lucky this season with scoring some late goals more often than not to win games. Without that, we'll be nowhere winning the league title this season. Also, we've been very lucky with Celtic and Rangers bottling a few games as well. They've lost games and drawn games they shouldn't have lost and drawn, for example. So we've been very lucky in that regard as well. But still, 91 points on the board, I think, is a record for us. So we can be pleased with that, particularly if we go on to win the league title as well. It's a bit overwhelming, actually, a little bit, because it's a mammoth task we've just completed. I say just completed. There is still plenty of time for Hearts to score 4 goals. Celtic 5 look, by the way. So if we do capitulate, congratulations Celtic. And if they capitulate, congratulations Rangers as well. However, 10 minutes to go. Are we about to do it? Hearts, you can score one if you want. I won't be too cross if you score one. It's disallowed anyway, but I'm not going to be cross because we're still winning and still winning the league title. 5 minutes to go. Nisbet is now injured. Okay, well, Fab McRae, on you come for the final few minutes. Hopefully it's not a bad injury. Luckily it's come right at the end of the season after he's got his 30th goal as well. So at least he can sort of celebrate that while he's, I don't know, mending his broken leg, which he's probably got now for something. Probably something like that, right? The broken leg. I don't care. Fab McRae scores a great goal for his 14th of the season, by the way, which is phenomenal given he's mostly come off the bench in games. He's played fantastically, the young 17-year-old. He is certainly my young player of the season, although most of these players are very young anyway, so I don't know. But Fab McRae, certainly my young player of the season with his goal contributions. But with that, the clock ticks down. It's the Streamer Showdown we've won, apparently. I've not got rid of the graphics pack. This should say Scottish Premier League, but I've won the Streamer Showdown. Well done, Aberdeen. You love to see it. It's actually a Scottish Premiership. So I just say Streamer Showdown there as well, as you can see. I mean, I'll probably forget to get rid of that bit. So next time I win something, it'll still say Streamer Showdown, I'm sure. But congratulations to us for winning the Scottish Premiership / Streamer Showdown. What a fantastic achievement, and what a season it's been. Oh, I'm so happy to get it over the line. Given how much we bottled things yesterday, I'm so happy to get that over the line. And Champions League football too. Not just the qualifying rounds, the group stage. Think of the money we're going to get for that. This is the start of a new era. So Aberdeen do the double. It could have been the quadruple, could have been the treble. No, we had to settle for the double instead. But at least we got the double with the Betfred Cup and the Scottish Premiership. Nisbet is out for 2 to 3 weeks with pulled ankle ligaments. Of course, it doesn't matter. It's the end of the season, although it might affect him going into the European Championships, because he does play for Scotland now. And when do they play in the Championships? They've got a little while. He should be fit for the European Championships. That's absolutely fine for him then. So no worries for Nisbet. Suba banned for a match for his red card. I'm not even gonna fine him for it because I don't care. I don't care too much. Aberdeen, we've qualified for the Champions League, and the initial budgets are £140,000 a week, which is, I think, about £30,000 more a week than we have right now, but only a budget of £3.5 million. I guess the Champions League money's not come in yet, so when it does come in, we'll have a lot more money to spend, but that £3.5 million is going to make it very difficult for us to sign players. But you love to see it. Look at that. Aberdeen, the winners of the Scottish Premiership. The first team to win the Scottish Premiership outside of the old firm since Aberdeen won it in 1984-85. Now that is a superb achievement. What a win. I feel like this now propels us into a completely new age of this, a new era. An era where we're going to have a lot more money now because of the Champions League. I think the player values are going to go up massively. And I've become a club legend. You can't see this, I don't think. You can't. I'm looking at my recording screen. You can't see it. But I've just got the achievement for you have won. I'm not a legend at the club. I thought it was going to be legend at the club. I've won Manager of the Year 5 times. Which I think is across multiple save files because this is only season 3 or season 4, isn't it? So I can't have done that. But the season review, 2 trophies there to be very happy with. Let's have a quick look at the new arrivals. Torres was superb this season, coming in from River Plate with a 7.7 average rating. Jakov Suva at 7.4 average rating, really solid as well. And Reece Devine, Johnny Herrera, Brian Portier, all really brilliant players for us, getting some solid ratings. The season results, obviously fantastic stuff because we did finish top of the table. Obviously some key losses in there to teams like Hearts. Would have been nicer if we'd beaten Hearts every time this season, but we beat them when it mattered on the final day to win the league title. Moments to remember: a 6-0 win against St Johnstone, apparently, a 3-0 win against Krasnodar, and goal of the season went to Gordon in that 6-0 win over St Johnstone. The finances: sponsorship is down a little bit, broadcast revenue down load. I think the broadcast revenue is down a lot because we weren't in the Europa League. So essentially we've lost £2.2 million for not being in the Europa League, which is huge. But we have increased corporate and hospitality, competition prize money, and matchday revenue has gone up a little bit as well. Next season, because we're in the Champions League, this should all absolutely go through the roof. We should get so much money next season. So fans player of the season is Ben Knight, understandably. I think he's probably got the most goal contributions. We'll double check this one in a minute. And he also wins young player of the season as well. Yakov Suva gets signing of the season, whereas Nisbet gets goal scorer of the season with his 30 goals. Ben Knight with 22 assists, 11 player of the matches, and a 7.3 average rating. Oh, and a nice extra £3.8 million for winning the Scottish Premiership as well, which is great to see. So that goes into our balance and it doesn't get added to our transfer budget, but we have got 8.4 million in the bank. What we might do is improve training facilities and see if we can improve youth facilities as well. And the board say yes to improving the training facilities. So all the money that we got for winning the league has gone straight back into improving training facilities so we can improve our players even quicker and better, which is fantastic. So great to see that one being upgraded. The youth facilities, though, have been rejected and we can't negotiate or ask the board about it. It's not there as an option and I'm now being rung. You hate to see it. The board, though, have rejected the youth improvement, though, because of the club's present financial situation, which I assume means that that's probably going to be like £5 million to upgrade, and we've got 5 million. So I guess it must be a very expensive development if we can't afford it right now. But maybe next season for Champions League money, we can get that done. But there we have it, the conclusion to a very exciting season, which has resulted in us winning the Scottish Premiership. You love to see it. What a fantastic season. And thank you ever so much for watching it with me. It could have been better if we didn't bottle everything yesterday, but I think it's worth it to win the Scottish Premiership. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. And of course, if you have done, make sure you do drop a like on today's video for me. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here, and I will see you next time for another episode and the transfer special for next season. Until then, have a good one. Goodbye.